Hi, this is Cody from WeatherWool, and this is the South Shore Chore Coat. It's made from our exclusive 100% wool denim, and it's based on the classic French design. It's a century old. The chore coat was really the uniform for laborers, but over the last century, it's really kind of moved into just street style. There was a fashion photographer named Bill Cunningham that used to photograph for Vogue and do street photography for Vogue. And he was always seen riding around on his bike in New York City wearing a bright blue chore coat, and I think played a big part in popularizing it. But it's just a really great utilitarian coat. Big pockets, really easy to wear, really comfortable to wear. And so we wanted to take a stab at it. We made ours from the WeatherWool Denim. It's 100% US wool, and it's made from the same long, strong, soft fibers that we use in all of our other products. Only difference is this is a denim weave. If you're interested in the denim fabric itself, we've got a whole video called Wool versus Cotton Denim, and I suggest you check that out, where we break down the fibers themselves and what goes into making this fabric. As far as the coat itself, it was designed by our advisor JR at Factory 8 in New York, and when he presented the sample, we just loved it right away, and so there was no changes. And as a little tribute to him, we decided to name it the South Shore Chore Coat based on South Shore, Long Island, where he's from. And we also think it's an appropriate name just from a climate perspective. It's great in damp conditions. It'd be great on a sailboat, great on the docks. It's that perfect crossover between an urban lifestyle and an outdoor adventure lifestyle. So that's where it got its name. If we talk about the specs, it's made from our WeatherWool Denim, which is 13 ounces per square yard, or 441 grams per square meter. So the whole coat is sewn together with a mil-spec Anafil nylon and permacore water-resistant thread that's designed for the US military and meant for durability. The coat features the slot buttons that are held on with this nylon ribbing. So unless you are planning to attack this garment with a hammer or a razor, these buttons are not going to come off. It also has the same slot buttons on the cuffs, so you've got that adjustable option. Sometimes I like to roll the cuffs up. Gives you a bit more coolness to it, and I mean that physically, not stylistically, but maybe stylistically as well. And in my opinion, my favorite feature is these pockets. I just love the big hand warmer space. A lot of our customers are trying to keep a trigger finger warm. They're tying hooks on. They have wet, cold hands. Just want a nice big place to just dump your hands and get them warm. But then we also have these big, huge drop pockets on the top that allow you to, throw in cell phones, wallets, water bottles, whatever you want. There's a lot of space. And we've got that same slot button again to secure it up so you don't lose anything. So really nice, comfortable pocket space. This is a garment designed for the shoulder seasons, spring, fall, but I've pushed it all the way through last winter, putting on a nice wool shirt underneath or a sweater and maybe something around my neck, and I've pushed it in some pretty cool temperatures, and I'm in Ontario, Canada, so we get cold, and it does great. It's also really nice on warmer days. Sometimes when it's too warm to really need a coat, but the mosquitoes are bad, this is what I'm throwing on just to keep the mosquitoes off my back. So I've been getting a lot of use out of it. So as for sizing, the garment that you saw me wear in the intro where I make this coat rack is a medium, and I'm currently wearing a large. So I'm 5'11", 175 pounds, and I find that I'm kind of right in the middle. I can wear both. Just depends on how tailored you want it. This coat should serve as a fairly capable raincoat in light rain all day. Often out in drizzle, and you will start to feel it getting wet, generally not through the fabric, but just on the outside. And if that rain holds up at all, you will be surprised that all of a sudden you're going to notice that the coat is dry again. I find the best way to dry the garments is just to keep wearing them. Ralph and I were on a road trip this spring through Montana and Wyoming, and I wore this exact coat for 2 weeks straight from, flights, traveling through airports, 3,100 miles in the car. It seemed like every stop somebody wanted us to shoot some form of firearm, rifles, handguns, you name it. We were sightseeing in Yellowstone. We were out for dinner in Bozeman. We were visiting ranches. We were in universities, and in every situation, I felt like this coat was totally appropriate. And after that whole trip and being on stinky farms and ranches, I got back on a Saturday. Sunday morning, I was wearing it to church, and no hesitation, no smells, no creases, no dirtiness. It was just good to go, and that earned a lot of respect for me. And that's one of the really great things about this fabric and all WeatherWool garments, but particularly this one, because it's so universal in where it fits in. Whether you're wearing it to a pub, you can wear this with a white shirt and a tie to a funeral. There really is no limitations. I wear it fishing. You saw me make this coat rack just out there with a saw and an axe in the forest. It's pretty much appropriate in every situation. So if you're someone who likes to minimize the amount of stuff that you own, this is a great option, because it ranges a large spectrum of both appropriate locations to wear it. As far as temperature, it's good in sun, rain, snow. Mosquitoes don't bite through it. And yeah, just super universal. The one criticism that people have about WeatherWool that I see on both YouTube and Reddit is the price. And it's true that WeatherWool products are expensive. And that was partly why we ventured into this denim. With the jacquard fabric, which is our trademark flagship fabric, it takes between 18 to 12 months by the time we get our hands on the wool to actually getting finished garments. And with the denim, we were able to streamline that a little bit more by saving a few steps. And so it does bring the price down a bit, but it's still a pricey item to some people. And I just want to kind of address that. So, when WeatherWool started, the idea was just to make the best we can figure out how to make. And I say we, I wasn't around then, but that was Ralph and Debbie's mission, to make the best wool garments they could figure out how to make. And so it started with sourcing the best wool they can. So they went straight to the ranches. They bought the longest, strongest, softest fibers they could. They're paying the ranches a premium to build those strong relationships. And then you got to buy 40,000 pounds at a time in order to get it into the washing, the scouring facilities. And so there's a huge investment up front to collect all that wool. And then it goes through the washing process, the spinning of the yarns, the weaving of the fabric, and then tailoring. All this stuff is being cut and sewn together in the heart of the fashion district in New York City. And all of this, every step of the way, is happening in the USA. So that all adds up. There's a lot of costs involved in that. And so, when people criticize the price, the markup on WeatherWool is nowhere near the markup that a lot of other companies have. So we really feel like you're getting your value. And then included in that price is free shipping anywhere in Canada and the US. And there's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you are not satisfied, send it back for a full refund. Ralph, the owner of WeatherWool, is a huge believer that he doesn't want anybody to feel like buying WeatherWool was a bad decision, and so he wants to make sure everybody's happy. So in conclusion, the South Shore Chore Coat from WeatherWool is just a really versatile jacket, from camping to formal to semi-formal, rain, snow, sun. It's just a really versatile piece, whether you're going to the pub or going to a funeral. We think we got you covered. So if you're not satisfied, you just got to send it back for a full refund. Give Ralph a call, explain what your situation is, and I'm sure he's going to take care of you. We want every WeatherWool customer to be happy. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on down the trail.